the fighting has escalated in Sudan, where at least 56 people are now known to have died, while 600 have been injured. Sudan's army launched airstrikes on a rival rapid support force base near the capital in a bid to reassert control over the country. Tanks have also been patrolling the streets of Khartoum. The war-torn region of Darfur is also now affected. This is also likely going to affect neighboring countries such as South Sudan, where the war is going to make the task of the African Union's high-level panel on Darfur rather difficult. But the panel is led by South Africa's former president, Thabo Mbeki. At the same time, South African Deputy President Paul Mashatile is expected to start his assignment as SA envoy on South Sudan. Right, so with reports in, fighting in Sudan has entered its second day in a row, with the number of death toll and casualties rising to 56 people, over 600 injuries. Escalation continues amid international pressure to stop the clashes and de-escalation. Perhaps for this and more, we're joined by our correspondent Naba Mohie in Khartoum, Sudan. Naba, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I know that it is quite a tense situation where you are, with reports coming in. Perhaps you can talk to what transpired since we spoke. The fighting in Sudan has entered the second day. What's the latest as we speak?
Good afternoon. The latest is the fighting is still going on in the streets of the capital and the surrounding of the presidential area, the presidential palace. And unfortunately, it's morphed into street fighting, and now it's even impacting the residential areas. While I'm talking to you right now, there was a bump near the building, and the remainings of the bumps have affected our walls. So the situation is really creepy and really frightening, and it's fragile. We don't know when this situation will end. There is no sign of a new relief. No one of the generals want to sit on the negotiation tables and talk. People are scared and they are hiding in their houses, taking security and precautions procedures. But there is no relief for this fight to stop. And people are right now lacking a lot of lacking food and water. A lot of people are stuck in their houses and in hospitals, and also school students are stuck in schools. The humanitarian situation is really bad. The security situation is fragile, and we don't know what will be like coming in next few hours.
Naba, thank you for that update. You've spoken about the impact on civilians, some of the immediate needs as day two of the violence continues. Is there hope of the differences between Sudan's army and the Rapid Support Force being settled? If so, how?
Actually, yes, there is a hope. There is always a hope for such conflicts and battles to end if any one of the generals hear or want to hear the sound of wisdom, because this is not win-win situation. It's a lose-lose situation, and Sudan will lose this battle, and civilians and innocent people are losing this battle. So yes, there is a chance if they want to listen, and there is already efforts by international community trying to push on the two sides to end these chaotic battles, and also there is initiative by Egypt and South Sudan, the neighboring countries, to mediate between the military and rapid support forces to contain this crisis. So it will be only by just making concessions and hearing to each other we can get out of this crisis and overcome it.
Now, but just very quickly before I let you go, perhaps you can just explain the economic situation in Sudan's capital of Khartoum and the rest of the country, and how this difference has led in the rebellion, perhaps for those who don't really have context in the country.
The economic situation is fragile, and there is an economic downturn for a while, but it became worse after the October 2021 coup, because Sudan now is in international isolation again after military seized the power on October 21 coup. Most of the international institutions, including the IMF and Western countries and international Western countries and World Bank, have stopped and halted the support for Sudan, the development aid support. So this is affecting the economy. There is unprecedented inflation. The economy is doing really bad, and there is the economic growth is making Sudan's economy in a real downturn, and this fragile situation right now, if it's not contained very soon, it will definitely impact the whole situation. So yes, the economy definitely is affected by the security and political situation in the country, and people right now they are already in very fragile situation. Most of the people in the capital and in Sudan generally, they are living on daily wage basis. So they are working in minor crafts and they are working in very minor jobs. So such tensions and escalation in the capital will deprive people from going to their work, and this will affect the food insecurity in the country and the economic as well.
Naba, let's continue to monitor developments there on your end. Thank you for joining us and for that update. Naba Mohie is our correspondent in Khartoum, Sudan.